Alright, so in the past 2 days, or pretty much yesterday and this morning, I've been back at it again with the fire creations here in my garage. And I was just working on making a little welding cart thing. I just decided I wanted to do this to hold all my extra welding gear on my cart. So I pretty much found there's like these two pieces would make up one really long wooden stake. And I just found these in my side yard, and pretty much I would just cut them into like half, and then there would be a little bit of excess, but that's pretty much where I got these like 20-inch wood pieces from. The only problem was that before, when it was about like a 50-inch long stake, it was leaning up against the wall, and every time it would rain, it would soften up the wood, and since it was leaning, it would curve, and some of these pieces are stupid warped. Like this one, if you look at, this is where like a pretty straight one goes. This is where the screw goes. This is where the screw goes for one that's warped. Like if we take a look here, down here to there. So stupid warped wood. But that's pretty sick. Pretty much for marking stuff out, I would come down here, as you can see, or well, I'll start with the dolly. I would come down here, place it on here. I would mark out like a box with a marker where it was, and I would just eyeball the center point. And then, since I'm putting the screw through the bottom, obviously I can't see where my marks are from up here down here. So at first I tried taking a really thin nail and hitting it through so where it comes out, that's where I put the screw. But that was horrible because the nail I was using was so thin, it would just warp every time I hit it with the hammer, and it would come out way sideways. So for the last two boards, I started using just a smaller screw. And that works so much better because as you put a screw, obviously since you're not hitting it with a hammer, it goes in way straighter. So if you're ever doing something like this where you have marks on the top but you need to put something through on the bottom, just put a screw that's like smaller than the screw you're using through to mark out where you're going, and then you come back through the top. Really useful idea. Did the same thing up here. I marked out my box. I put a screw through this way, saw where it was up here, and put a screw down. So, pretty simple idea here. And then I just got to throw the welder back on. And that's pretty much all good for the current things. But I want to put hooks up on the front here, because I still have some leftover ones from where I did those hooks right there. So, where are they? Oh, they're down there. Still got some extra hooks. So, I might throw a couple on the front so I can hang my helmet and whatever right there. Oh, and also hang this. I want to be able to hang this up and then maybe have something to hold these up, because a lot of times these will dangle from the cart and drag on the ground. So that's pretty good with the setup. I'll throw everything on there and show you guys what it looks like with it all like on. So here's the setup, kind of fully geared up. As you can see, got the welder on there, I got my helmet, and then this bag pretty much just has all my extra stuff, so like welding brush and like slide hammer and my gloves and everything is in there. And then for now, I'm just going to have like the gun just kind of wrapped around here, but I'm going to be putting hooks on there, like I just said, just throw the dollar store hooks on there. And actually, I might even do that tonight, really, because there's still a bit of daylight left. So I might just do that quick. Alright, so I just got the hooks onto the welding cart now, and this setup is pretty prime. As you can see, I got one hook over here where I got the welding gun just kind of wrapped around there, and then I got the gun itself on the hook, so that's pretty sick. And then also we got over here, my helmet is sitting here on this hook, and I got a pretty cool trick for you guys, but it will only work if, let's say you're putting a screw through wood, like for example this here where you're putting a screw through the side, and since the wood is obviously not very thick, it's going to crack as it did over here. Let me show you guys. As you can see, wood cracked pretty bad, just bulging out under. So you gotta get yourself some vice grips over here, and then wherever you're putting the screw, like let's say you're putting it right there, you're gonna want to put the vice grips like right above and below where the screw is gonna go into, and it'll hold the wood together while you're putting the screw through. So that was a pretty sick idea I had, and as you can see on this side, no crack. and no crack over here as well. So there you guys go for that. Pretty sick setup here, looking pretty good. So that's what I got for you guys on day like 3 of doing this cart. Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of this. I'm not going to add anything more. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. See you next time.